Hello, everybody, and welcome to May's Caregiver Talk. This month, our topic is the emotional roller coaster of caregiving, riding the highs and lows without losing yourself. Welcome. It's so nice to see all of you here today. I'm Rachel, and I'm the founder of Sandwich. My caregiving claim to fame is caring for my grandma Barbara, who had Alzheimer's and a host of other issues for over 7 years. And today I'm joined by Diana, who's on the board of Sandwich with me. Diana, would you care to share a little bit about yourself?
All right. I was a long distance caregiver, so like let's take our during time, and like they are in Fort Myers, Florida. It's a helpless feeling to know they need help, and I couldn't be the only person to help them. I just did my best to visit as much as possible and made sure they knew that I loved them.
So glad you could team up with me today on this Caregiver Talk, Diana. So what in the world is Sandwich KC? Well, thanks for asking, guys. We are a 501c3 nonprofit helping family caregivers in the Kansas City metro by providing information and referral, support groups, education, and self-care activities. We were founded in 2018, and we've been supporting family caregivers around town ever since. Our mission is simple. It's to create opportunities for family caregivers to find local support and shared wisdom. If you want to learn more about how we support family caregivers, you can visit us online at sandwichkc.com. So let's get into it. And I'm going to give you a disclosure. If you're not a fan of roller coasters, you might want to close your eyes for the next 30 seconds. So just to get in the mood, right? And prepare for what we're going to talk about. Gosh, roller coasters can be so exciting. They can be thrilling. They can be scary. They can be nauseating. They can just make you feel like the whole world's about to turn upside down. Am I right?
Caregiving is full of contradictions. You love the person you're caring for, and sometimes you feel resentful. You want to be there for them, and you're running on empty. You feel grateful for the time together, and you miss the version of yourself that didn't revolve around caregiving. Sound familiar? Raise your hand using the reaction button if you can relate. That push-pull is completely normal. You're human. Your emotions are valid. And today we're going to name them, normalize them, and figure out how to ride the waves a little more smoothly.
So, caregiving emotions often shift fast. You could see a couple of my Facebook posts from the time when I was taking care of my grandma. I would literally feel everything all at once or within minutes. 1 minute, you're feeling connected and full of love. The next, you're overwhelmed and questioning everything. That doesn't mean that you're unstable or dramatic. It means that you're carrying a huge emotional load, often without a break, a thank you, or a chance to process. This is why caregivers need more than time off. They need emotional space. And that starts with self awareness. Let's talk about some of the big emotional hurdles that caregivers face. There's guilt. You can feel like you're not doing enough or that you shouldn't be feeling what you're feeling. We talk about this a lot in our caregiver support groups. I'm always telling caregivers that the guilt monster will rear its ugly head for literally no reason at all. We also have anger and frustration at the situation, at family members who aren't helping. Sometimes we even get angry at our loved ones. We have grief, and we're not just talking about the end of life grief, we're talking about ongoing living grief. Mourning who your loved one used to be or who you used to be. Also, there's anticipatory grief, knowing that you are losing your loved one. In fact, that the end is coming, Things are changing, and things are out of our hands no matter what we do. There's the anxiety, the constant mental checklist, meds, appointments, behaviors, finances, future plans, just the uncertainty of it all. And then loneliness, feeling like no one else cares or really gets it. If you see yourself in any of these, take a breath. You are not broken, you're just in it. Does anybody else have any additional emotions that we didn't mention here? You can feel free to drop them in the chat. We'd love to hear your ideas as well.
Self-care isn't optional. If you don't have emotional self-care, that's just your basic survival tips. You can't pour from an empty cup. What small habits can you build into your day that will help you get through the day? Or as the airlines tell you every time you get on a plane, if the oxygen mask drops, to use it first on yourself and then use it to help someone else. Naming your feelings. Here are a few things to help you stabilize the ride. Name your feelings. Instead of putting them down, call them out. I feel resentful right now. I feel sad. Stop shooting on yourself. I should feel grateful, or I shouldn't be this angry. Try replacing should with I feel how I feel. And notice the good, but don't force it. When the sweet moments come, pause and soak them in, but don't feel like you have to stay positive all the time, because you don't. Being positive all the time is an impossibility.
Mm-hmm. That's so right, Diana. And I remember a lot of times a simple shift in language from I am depressed or I am sad to I'm feeling sad would change everything, because we are not, in fact, our emotions. So that's something that's really important to remember.
Exactly.
Let's talk about guilt. It's one of the most common emotions that we caregivers experience, and it can be overwhelming. You might feel guilty for needing a break, for feeling frustrated, or even wanting things to be different. The key is to understand that guilt thrives in silence. When we bottle up those feelings, it only grows stronger. So, the first step in releasing guilt is to talk about it, whether it's a support group like Sandwich, a friend, or a counselor. You're not burdening others by sharing how you feel. You're creating a space for your feelings to be understood. It's also important to let go of the idea of perfection. There's no perfect person, and there's certainly no perfect caregiver. You're doing the best you can with what you have, and that's more than enough. Remind yourself that you are human. You have good days and bad days, and that's okay. In the heat of tough emotions, here are some things you could try. I'm gonna pause my share for a minute because we are gonna do this all together. Okay. First, let me explain it real fast. First, we all want to take a cleansing breath, also, because you don't want to feel like you're gonna pass out from air. We definitely don't want that. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe in for 4. You're gonna hold your breath for 4. We're gonna breathe out, elongate our exhale for 4, and then we're gonna hold it for 4. Okay, so let's all take a cleansing breath. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how does that feel? Well, I love breathing exercises because honestly, I don't know if you noticed, but when we were doing that just now, it's almost kind of like time stood still. Can everybody still see my slides? Nod your head. Okay, great. All right. So I noticed, when I would get frustrated and upset with my grandma, if I just stepped out of the room, and took some did some breathing. Doesn't You don't have to do that box breathing. You can do any kind of deep breathing, honestly. But personally used to feel like I was freezing time when I was taking deep breaths and focusing on my breathing. Other things you could do, use small outlets like journaling. It's very, seems cliche, but really getting it out on paper, out of your brain, really seems to work. Texting a trusted friend or calling somebody. Even talking to yourself in the car or going outside of the car to scream for a minute. Everybody's done it. Don't even lie. If you can, pardon me, step away if it's safe. Sometimes just changing the scenery can make a huge difference, even if it's just for a few moments. You can also, just be kind to yourself. Say one nice thing to yourself. Give yourself some credit. This is hard. This is really hard, and I'm doing my best. And then maybe repeating a grounding phrase. I'm allowed to feel this. It doesn't make me a bad person. And then when things are calmer, build habits that support your mental health, like support groups, like Sandwich, maybe, talk therapy, creating some routines, and finding a way to simply take more breaks, even micro breaks.
Finding emotional grounding. Now let's talk about finding emotional grounding. Because with all the ups and downs, it's easy to feel like you're about to lose your balance. One of the best things you can do for your emotional health is to create grounding routines. These routines help you reconnect with yourself and bring some calm into the chaos of caregiving. And sometimes it takes up to 6 weeks to build a routine into a habit to where then your muscle memory would take over when you get into a stressful situation to help calm you down. It can be something as simple as starting your day with a few minutes of quiet, sipping a cup of tea in the middle of the afternoon, or practicing deep breathing when you start to feel overwhelmed. These tiny moments of peace give you a chance to pause, reset, and focus on what's in front of you. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. This could be as easy as taking a few deep breaths, noticing how does your body feel at this time. Is there any place where you feel stressed up? Or just focusing on the present moment. How do I feel? What would make me feel better? Remind yourself that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. It's okay to take a step back when you need it. Remember, finding emotional grounding is not about ignoring or suppressing your emotions. It's about creating space for them in a way that allows you to move through your day without feeling constantly on edge. Small, consistent practices can help you stay steady through the emotional roller coaster of caregiving. You are not alone. Many caregivers feel exactly what you're feeling. You deserve emotional support too. It's okay to ask for help. You're not the only one feeling this way. You're not weak or ungrateful or failing. You're in a hard situation and you're showing up the best you can, and that's what matters.
Oh, true.
So, key takeaways. Your emotions are not a problem to fix, they're part of being human. It's okay to feel angry or sad or joyful or all three at the same time. The grief is never The goal is never to be overwhelmed. It's to know how to care for yourself when you do feel overwhelmed. You deserve support just as much as the person that you're caring for.
That's so true. So, really fast, I'm going to invite you to join us next month for our next caregiver talk, which is making a break. We're going to talk about creative ideas for getting respite as you help a loved one. Now, I'm going to back up a minute and let's chat. So I'm going to turn off the screen share now and let's talk. So, what emotional challenges have you experienced as a caregiver? What are your experiences dealing with the emotions of caregivers? And honestly, another question we had was, what advice would you give to people who are new to caregiving to deal with this roller coaster of emotions? Just last thing I want to say is thank you for joining us for today's caregiver talk. If you do need more support, please don't hesitate to reach out to Sandwich or hop on to one of our caregiver support groups. They happen virtually on Thursdays at 8 p.m. and Fridays at 10 a.m. If you want to get reminders about these groups and other things we have going on, you can subscribe to our Monday memo. I'm going to drop that link in the chat right now, and I'll put it in the video description. You are doing deeply important, deeply human work. You don't have to do it alone. Sandwich is here to support you. And last and finally, but not least, we have to thank AARP Kansas City, who is our sponsor, who helped make these caregiver talks possible. So thanks to AARP Kansas City. And everybody have a wonderful day.